If we had 2 sticks and each stick was 4 centimeters long, then we would have a total stick length of 4 plus 4, or 8 centimeters. Well, let's say we don't know it's 4. So we learned that substituting a letter for a number that you don't know is called using a variable. So we can call it A or B or C or X or Y, whatever we want. So let's say we'll call this one X long because we don't know how long it is. Well, if this one is the same over here, then it also is X long. So my total length is going to be X plus X long. Well, X plus X just means that there's 2 X's, which means 2 times X long. Just like up here we had 4 plus 4, that would be like taking 2 groups of 4, 2 times 4. Well, down here it's just 2 groups of X, so 2 times X. If there were 3 sticks, length X, then I would have X plus X plus X for length. So that's 3 groups of X, which is 3 times X, which in this case I don't want to use a times sign, so I'm going to do it correctly algebraically and just write 3x. We just combined like terms. 4 and 4 were alike because they're the same number. So when I call them x and x, the x's have the same value, so they're alike. I can put them together. So an x plus an x, there's 2 of them, so it's 2x. An x plus an x plus an x, these are all the same number. X has to be whatever you call it. And so there would be 3 times x. So if x was still 4, like our example above, if each one was 4, then I would have found the answer by taking 3 times 4 to get an answer of 12 centimeters. And if I didn't know that it was 4, then I would have just left it to be 3x. But 3x is simpler than x plus x plus x. So this is called simplifying. If I have r plus r plus r plus r plus r 5 times, that's the same thing as 5 times r, but algebraically the best way to write that is just 5r. What if I had 2 y's plus another y? Okay, this y here, if there's only one, that's the same thing as saying 2 y's plus 1 y. But y is simpler to write than 1y. Okay? And if I put them all together, that would be like having y plus y plus y, which is 3y. So 2 plus 1 is 3. I can do that because they're both times y, and y is the same value. If these weren't the same letter, I couldn't put them together. They both have to be worth the same amount for me to put them together. Pause the video and try simplifying these expressions. There should be 1 term left when you are done. On the first one, a plus 3a, remember if there's just one a here, it's like having the number 1 in front of it, even though you can't see it, because an a is the same as 1a. So then if I have 1a and 3 more, I've got a total of 4 a's. The next one, if I have 4 x's, and again right here that's like having 1 x there, that's a total of 5 x's, or 5 times some number. This one, 2 z's plus 5 more, is a total of 7 z's. And the last one has 3 terms in it, so I've got to go from left to right when I add. So 4 c's plus 2 more makes 6 c's plus 10 c's is a total of 16 of them. Now if I wanted to make a picture of it, this would, up at the top up here, would be like here's 1A, and then the 3A's, 1, 2, 3. This one would be 3A. As you can see, there's a total of 4 A's there altogether. This would be like A plus 1, 2, 3 more, or a total of 4. The second one would have been like X plus X plus X plus X for the first 4, and then 1 more to give me a total of 5. And you can see how that works. If I have 3A minus A, a model of that might look like this. I'd have, this one is length A, but I've got 3 of those in a row. So this whole thing right here is worth 3A. If I chop this one off, then this would be my minus my A. What's left over here is 2 A's. So 3 A's minus this 1 leaves these 2 over here. So my simplified answer is 2A. Pause the video and try simplifying these 4 expressions. In the first one, we have 4 A's, and this is, remember, this is like taking away 1A. So if I had 4 A's, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I took one of them away, I'd be left with 3 A's. In this one, I started off with 10 X's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I knock off 6 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to take these guys away, and I've got 4 left right here, 4 X's. So that is simpler than 10x minus 6x. This one's got 3 terms, so I've got to start on the left. 8y's minus 3y's. There would be 5 left. And so I have 5y's minus 5y's means there's 0 y's left. But 0 times anything is 0. So you don't need to write 0y. You can just write 0. And the last one, 12y minus 7y, again, is 5y. And if I take away 1 more y, that would leave me with 4y. Pause the video and try this combination of subtracting and adding to simplify the expressions. Don't forget to use the order of operations. Since we are adding and subtracting only in this one, I'm going to work from left to right. So that means I am going to do this 9a minus 3a first. That's going to give me 6a. And then I add the 4a for a total of 10a. That is simpler than what I started with. The next one again only has adding and subtracting. So I'm going to go left to right. So the 2x plus 3x comes first. That gives me 5x minus 4x's is equal to 1x. And again, 1x, even simpler than that, is just x. So be sure to always change your 1x's to just x, and your 0y's, for example, to 0. Okay, and the last one, again, all subtracting and adding. So starting on the left, 12a minus 7a would be 5a, plus 2 more a's would be 7a. In our previous simplifying examples, we only had letters like B or 4B or 3B. We didn't have any numbers that were all by themselves. So this one has 2 B's together and 2 5's. So we were talking about like terms. Well, if they're both B's, I can put them together. But if they don't have a B, I can't put these 2 5's with the B's because my B might be equal to 6 or 10. And so I can't put the 5's with a letter that may or may not be 5. It could be 5, but it's not necessarily 5. If B was 5, I'd have 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. But if I had B equal to 7, then I'd have 7 plus 5 plus 7 plus 5. So we're going to combine like terms. I can only put my B with my B. So I'm going to first of all block off my like terms, this B and this plus B, and they're going to go together to give me a total of 2 B's. Then I'm going to block off my other terms. I have a plus 5 and a plus 5, and those two can combine together to make a plus 10. So I can combine my like terms and get a simpler expression that's just 2b plus 10. This one only has 2 terms in it instead of the 4 that I started with. So this is still just simplifying but not solving, because I don't really know what b equals. But I'm going to get this as simple as I can. Pause the video and try simplifying this one yourself. I'm going to start by combining my like terms again. So I have a 3b and I have a plus 4b. I'm going to make sure that I keep the symbol, that's this operation that's in front of my letters, so I know if I'm going to be adding it or subtracting it. In this case, I have 3 b's and I add 4 more. That gives me a total of 7 b's. These two terms over here didn't have any b's with them, and so I can just look at those separately, and this one is a plus 2 and a plus 6, and combining that together gives me a total of 8. So 7b plus 8 is simpler than 3b plus 4b plus 2 plus 6. Pause the video and try these last two. In the first one, I have a 5s minus 3s. So 5 take away 2 would, or take away 3 would leave me 2 s's. And then I have this lone 9 by itself, so I just say plus 9. In the second one, I have 8 s's minus 2 s's. That leaves me 6 s's. Then I have a plus 6, and I take a 1 away from that. That leaves me with positive 5. So I have 6s plus 5.